Hey y'all, we are at it again with, more dumb projects. We have trim tabs on this boat. They're a Bennett system. We're replacing it with a Lenco system. So let me show you what we're working with. All right, well, it's windy as always if you can't hear it on here. But there is the existing Bennett trim, and then you see the remnants of the existing trim tab. We're gonna remove this. We're ready to roll. Let's check it out. It's pretty good. So what we're gonna do, we gotta remove each of these. We gotta make sure we fill these holes. We gotta remove the top of the actuator there. We gotta put the new Lenco actuator in there and wire it inside the boat. We gotta run wires to the dash switch and make sure it's all connected correctly. But we're gonna get to this, remove the old hardware and put the new stuff in its place. Make sure it's sealed up real good. We're gonna use some 5200 to seal all the holes so it's nice and watertight. Well, hammer. Well, we got to get this off, y'all. We're gonna get a, I don't know, flathead and a hammer. We'll see. We're 5200 it up in there, guys. Woo, we did it!
No water was in there.
It was watertight for sure. Look at that, man. All right, well, we got to drill that out and clean it up. All right, y'all, we got it all cleaned off. We got a new Lenco. What we're gonna do, I cleaned out the hole, and we are putting the new wire up inside using the existing hole that's there. We're gonna put it up inside using the existing hole that's there. We just gotta make sure we got it mounted correctly. All right, so we pushed the wire through, we put 5200 all around it, and we zipped the screws in. Now we are putting through the mounting bolt right here. Supplied by Lenco. And that is gonna hold it in place. You just want to hold and tighten this down. Do not over tighten it. You don't want to crack the trim tab actuator. And so it spins freely. We left a little bit of wire out so it has some room for rotation. It'll be like right there, and then it'll extend down. So it's good. Make sure it's nice and sealed with the 5200, and make sure there's a gasket on the back of this water that watertights the fitting. All stainless hardware, and we're going to get to sizing up where the trim tab's going to go now. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're putting a piece of tape on here. The reason we're putting it on there is we want to see our marks over the bottom thing. What we're gonna do is we have to line up where this is gonna sit, like right here, so that it all lines up correctly. Can you grab the camera and give them the top view here?
Yeah.
So the mounting will be right here, and this is gonna go right here, and we gotta make sure that we have the marks correctly in the right place. And it's hard to see on the black paint, so we put some blue tape there so we get some good marks. All right, y'all, so what we did is we put on the mounting bracket here, put a pin through it, and we're putting the mounting hardware in just so we know the right angle for everything. And then if you look below here, we made sure there's supposed to be a small gap right here between there and the base of the boat. And then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna mark where everything is supposed to go. And we're gonna come back and drill it out. Yes, we're good.
Yep.
Is it running?
Yep.
All right, y'all, so we pre-drilled all these holes right here off the tape that we marked. And now we're gonna put 5200 and everything and seal it all up and mount this trim tab. Want to make sure everything's got good 5200 in it. Gotta be watertight. Now, some of these old existing holes, you can drill them out a little bit and you can fill them with, epoxy, some Cavasil. But we're just going to cover them up with a plate, fill them with 5200, and be on our way. We're just gonna hold that there so we can get the rest of these screws ready because I'm putting 5200 on all of them. 5200 and me don't always get along. Tend to get all over everything. Myself, my clothes.
More is better though.
Yeah. Can never have too much. Unless you do. Alright, y'all, so we can cut off the excess 5200 later, but now we're ready to put the pin in. We're ready to put the pin in right here. Alright, there's the pin that goes in. Tap it in. We didn't bring a hammer, so we'll grab some whatever miscellaneous tool we have here. There you go. Nice. Alright, and we'll put the final nut and bolt in here, and then look at that. We got a trim tab. All we got to do is wire it up at the switch. We'll get to that next. Looks good. Nice Lenco trim tabs.
You're rolling.
All right, y'all. So we're on the other side now. And again, what we're doing is we're removing this old Bennett system. Okay. We're going to remove these 2 screws here. And then the hole will be behind here to run the wire. And then this existing old plate from the old trim tab. We're going to remove all these, fill them, and mount our new trim tab and our new actuator. Oh, that one might come off. Where's the screwdriver at? Last one didn't want to come off at all.
This one's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, look at that. All right. Let's get the rest of these.
And on the other side, we had to take the metal plate off.
Yeah, we decided it wasn't working. Oh well, we got a problem there. And there. Alright guys, so we're getting a new actuator ready to go on here. You put it through there. It does have a 1/2-inch bolt, stainless, that goes through here, okay? And then you got to feed the wire through the mounting back area here. And it's got a rubber gasket, a tapered rubber gasket on the back side. You want to make sure it's flush. You want to make sure there's enough rubber wire out here so that it can rotate without pinching itself. Alright, and that's about it. We're just going to tighten it down. We're going to put the nut on there on this side. And then we're going to run this wire through and the hole there, and 5200 in there good and tight. Alright y'all, so we ran the wire in here now. We've cleaned up the old unit. We got all the wire in. We're just gonna fill this with 5200 because we don't want no water getting in the boat this way. So we gotta make sure it's all 5200 it up. Just excessively, ridiculously 5200. Some of the holes right there, right there. Okay, and then after I've made a giant mess, because you know I'm good at making messes, I'm gonna take these stainless screws that go in here. We're gonna push that up. Probably have to re-up my 5200 load a little bit. Yep. Alright, so we got one going here. Maybe not. Alright, I'm going to get that one started. And then we're going to put a little 5200 on everybody. Okay. If 5200 sees this and they want to sponsor me. I mean, I do own stock in the company, I think, as much as I use. Don't over tighten them. Just nice and tight. Alright. Now, we're going to put this in there, and we're going to put the bolt through it. So we have the bracket on here, and we're gonna put the bracket on the trim tab. We're just gonna put a screw in here for now to hold it, and we just want to line it up with where we want it. See how we got it lined up on the boat? There's a little bit of gap. You'll notice they want you to leave like a 1/16 or a 3/8 of an inch underneath, and then we're gonna line it up, and then we're gonna go in here and mark all of the holes so we can go drill them. We've already marked them. Now we're just going to go back and drill them, 5200, and mount it. And then we'll finish bolting it up and it'll be ready to go. All right, y'all, we got 5200 on our screws. We got all the holes, 5200. I mean, that's a beautiful design if you haven't noticed. We spent a lot of time.
He's an artist.
It's like abstract art right there. All right, let's get the first one in. All right, let's get another one in. Gonna get them all started. Alright, I'm gonna put the rest of these in and mount them all up, and then I'll show you how we hook up the trim tab over here. Alright, well, we got everything zipped in here now with the 5200. We got the plate mounted on here. We're gonna line it up, and we got the pin. We're gonna put the pin in on this side. Look at that. All right, we're gonna finish the last bolt, and then we're gonna wire up inside the boat. We'll see you inside there.
All right. So here they are, both mounted at the back of the boat.
Heck yeah, new trim tabs, nice Lencos. Looking sharp.
Pretty good. Here we are. In the belly of the beast.
Big guy's in the hole. Fat guy in the little boat. Anyway, so what we did is these are the existing Bennett wires. Now you can get a Lenco wire harness or you can run your own wires. These existing Bennett wires seem pretty good, so we're gonna go ahead and use them. And then we cut the ends of the Lenco actuators and we got to wire them up. So only thing you got to know, if you use the Lenco wire harness, it'll plug right in. If you run your own wires, make sure you just got a 2-wire system for each side, one for the port, one for the starboard side. So what we're doing here is, you know, I'm going to do like red, right, return. So I always remember the red is the starboard side and green is the port side. Just so my own, you know, nautical terminology, red, right, return. So on the starboard side of the boat, the power lead is going to go to the red and the ground is going to go to the blue. Now I'm going to remember this for my personal wiring configuration. But for, you know, your deal, whatever you're doing, you don't need to do this. You can just run your own wires, but you have to know what's white and what's black, what's positive and negative. What I really recommend is buying the Lenco wiring harness so you don't even have to worry about it. Anyway, we're going to direct wire these back here, and they're all going to be heat shrink. We're going to have a heat shrink butt connector, okay? And then after we heat shrink the butt connection, then we got heat shrink to go over top of it. You want to do it nice and neat, make sure it's good connections, and make sure it's watertight and tucked out of the way. So anyway, we're going to get right to this. All right, so what's very important here is you get a good, secure connection. You know, this is for the port side, and I'm going to use the green for port because, you know, we're being nautical and fun right now. Means nothing. It's just stuff I made up. Anyway, you want to put them in, make sure it's got a good, secure connection, and you want to crimp them. You don't want to break it. If you notice, I didn't break. We got a good, secure connection, and then we're going to heat shrink this, and then we have more heat shrink to go over top of it after we heat shrink it. All right? So we're going to go ahead and finish crimping the last ones, and then we'll be heat shrinking this next. So make sure it's good and heated, that there's not able to get water inside the connection. Now we're going to slide the additional heat shrink on there. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and do this for the rest of the connections, and then we're going to wire it up to the switch up at the dash. We got these nice and heat shrunk right here. Look at all the nice heat shrink we got going. All right, sealed up well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to nice tighten up this wire, and we're going to tie wrap it up out of the way to keep it out of the moisture. All right, we got our tie wraps, we got a wire. Find a nice good spot to keep them up and tight and out of the way. So we matched the color code up here at the helm. So we matched them up, we heat shrunk it into the switch. All right, we already got our power and our negative hooked up to our switch. Only thing we have left to do is hook our accessory lead up, which puts power at the key switch. So when I turn the key switch off, the system has auto retract and the trim tabs will automatically go to the up position. That's it. We're gonna install the switch, we're gonna hook up the key switch accessory, and we're good to go. It'll be great. There she is. Well, there is a big plastic nut on the back side of the Lenco switch. Secures it from underneath. All right, nice and straight and sturdy in place. Let's go see these things working. Go ahead. Go. No. Ooh, there you are, y'all. All wired up and ready to go. Heck yeah. Clean up around the bottom here. Paint up the additional area. Go ahead and click the auto retract bell, turn the key off. And there you go. All the way back up and automatically ready to roll. All right, y'all, we're gonna put this in the water and run it. All right, y'all, moment of truth here. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can change the trim, touching it down. Oh yeah, there she goes. Oh yeah, leveling out.